Hi everyone. So this is a class. I don't even know if you'd really call it a class. It's a how-to in a way. Rachel asked me to show her some poses to do that she can do while watching TV. I'm a big advocate for getting off the couch. So I don't watch a lot of TV. Well, actually, I don't watch any TV, but I do love watching a good movie. And so when I do watch a movie, though, I very rarely would sit on the couch. We still have a couch, and I sometimes do, but I'll never stay on the couch. So the idea really isn't about getting off the couch and then sitting on the ground and being in one position the whole time. You're wanting to be able to still move your body around. So, and this is not just in watching TV, it's in daily life too, to be moving your body. I also see this with people when they are working at a desk, and so they may switch their home desk or their office desk from a seated one to a standing one. But again, that's you're normally in a single position when you're in the standing position, and so you're still creating a habitual holding pattern. So if you spend day on and every day, 5 days a week for the whole year, every year for the next few years, in the standing position, it's still creating that habitual holding pattern. So the ideal would be that you do movement, lots of movement throughout the day, moving from maybe a seated desk to a standing desk. And so you're always moving the body. It's never going to be in one position for too long. And so the same with when you're watching a movie. So I just thought I'd show some of the poses that you can do. I don't know if you want me to time them. I'll do it maybe just showing the poses rather than doing it as a class, because then you can just come into those poses. You can maybe just flick through this, and you can be the judge of how long you stay in a pose. It could be 3 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other, especially in yin poses. Quite often we think that we need to do poses to be balanced. So do the poses at the exact same time on both sides. But of course, we're not balanced on both sides. We're quite asymmetrical on both sides. So, what you do on one side is not necessarily what you should do on the other side. So you could hold one pose on one side for 5 minutes where you feel tight, and then on the other side, if you're not feeling very tight, maybe only hold it for 3 minutes, and then you're more likely to get balance. I know it may feel a little bit strange mentally to think like that, but it's better than always doing exactly the same for both sides. And because especially when you pay attention to your body, you'll notice that there are many differences. And I will quite often in the classes say, check out what's happening on the left and the right. Does it feel the same? And I'm sure for most of you, you're probably thinking, experiencing it doesn't feel the same. So anyway, let's get started on showing you these poses. So for props, I have a foam roller, which I actually cut. I couldn't find one that was in half, and I know they're available, I just couldn't find it. So I just got a full foam roller from Kmart and just sliced it down the middle. So now I have two, great. And I quite often use this when I'm watching a movie. A rolled up towel would work just as well. A bolster, so you can fill a pillowcase with cushions, or what else have I showed you? With a pillow, that worked well. Pillow rolled up in a blanket, a towel worked well. This one is an actual bolster. It's quite a firm one. And what else do I use? I use also this roller here. So this one's a bit more solid. You could probably, I'm sure they have these cheap at places like Kmart and Target and the Warehouse. I don't know whether the stores are around the world. So that is an option as well. And I'm sure you could make do with a towel, rolled up blanket, things like that as well. Okay, so I'll show you some of the poses that I like to do when I'm watching TV. So we'll start maybe just sitting down. So this one could be quite nice with a blanket, or you can use your half roller and just extending one leg, taking the other leg on top. And you want to make sure when you do this pose, I don't even know if you can see it. Hold on, let me come back a little bit more. So you want to make sure that you're not sickling your ankle. So it's not the foot just resting on the thigh, and you'll see lots of little creases in the ankle joint. You want to just make sure that you are pushing out through the sole of your foot, protecting the ankle joint. Again, this may be enough here. You may like to explore just relaxing your extended leg, or maybe flexing the leg. Other options are to gently lean forward, so you're feeling a little bit more into the outer hip. So this one's quite a nice one to maybe hold for, a few minutes, and then you would switch sides. So doing it on both sides. And again, just make sure you're checking in with the joints, so ankle, knee, and hip. Okay, so that's a good one. Another one is just sitting extended, so legs extended. And this one can be quite nice to sit up on something. So sitting up on the foam roller, sitting up on a rolled up towel, rolled up blanket, and then just sliding forward. So this helps to just gently draw the pelvis forward, and it helps to create some space, and then you're not slouching. So slouching, which is what often happens when you're sitting on a couch, is you're slouching, rounding into the lower back, and there's no awareness of the posture. So at least getting down onto the ground helps to bring a lot more awareness to your posture. So you can just sit up tall. As you hold here, you may like to come forward, rounding, just being soft. So these are not active poses, these are more like yin poses, so we're being just quite passive at the poses, so you allow the body to be soft. So you can hold here, and of course always be mindful of how it feels in the spine. Another one I really like to do, this one I can't do for too long when I am watching a movie, but it's always a good one to do, is I have a rolled up towel. Okay, and so you could have a rolled up towel, rolled up blanket. I've got the foam roller, and then you take this rolled up blanket or towel. Make sure it's not too thick. This even here could be a bit thick, so I'd probably loosen it a little bit. And then I do a squat. And so I've practiced this in some of the classes, this pose, so you can look back. I'd have to look to see which class. And so you don't want to come down. It's not a full, the hips are not drawing down. You want to hold here with the thighs parallel to the ground. And you may be up even higher than this. You may not even be down at this level. You could always have a chair there to hold on to as well. This is a great one. I'm really big into squatting. So for this one though, you want to make sure that your feet are facing forward, knees are facing forward, so they're not going off to the sides. And then again, you'll just come to where you can hold it. You may, if you're thicker, you could go thicker with the towel, thinner with the towel, and then just hold here. Again, like I said, I can't hold this one for too long, but I do love doing it. Okay, what else do I like to do? Another one is on the bolster. You could use blocks, books, cushions, is just sit with your shins behind. So you're basically kneeling, and you could try kneeling if that is comfortable for you. We're getting a little bit close again. Let's just move back. Okay, so you could try that. Just sitting up on something, and sometimes you may even like to try it with your legs forward. So again, it's another variation of squatting. You can try it propping up your bolster. You could use blocks, books, something to get a little bit higher, maybe even a blanket on top. And then you can just lean against it. This can be quite nice as well, so stay here maybe for a few more minutes longer. I like to do this one too. So this is with the roller. So I might start by just lying on it, kind of more like this. And then as I hold here, I may then just start to roll out. My husband Wynn likes to do this one a lot too. And then once I've done that a little bit, then maybe I'll just rest my head on it. So I'm just helping just to lengthen out through the neck. And then I may come into just a gentle rotation just for the lower back. Holding here. So this can be quite a nourishing pose. There is also, I hope that I didn't squish that. You could even try it with, rather than your foot on top, you could try it with your feet, your foot underneath the leg. So trying that is just another position that you could sit in. You could sit with your legs to the side. Trying it from both sides, maybe even coming into a little bit of a rotation here. So this one is known as a deer pose. So the legs could be more off to the side, and then you're turning around. So you've got a rotation in the torso as well. That's also a goodie. And just trying to think if there's any others that I like to do. Those are probably the main ones. Another good one, I guess, is a chair. You could sit up on a kitchen chair. Try some of that for a while. You may like to sit up on a big stack of books or blocks and get higher with the kneeling. This can be quite good for the knees. And yeah, like I said, the main thing is really not holding one position for too long. And I never find that when I'm watching a movie that I do want to spend too long in one position. Pigeon's another good one. I do like to do pigeon. So you'll take one leg forward, sliding the other one back. This is a good one for the hips. Just make sure when you're doing this one though, that you just square out the pelvis. So you'll need to adjust your shin to where it feels comfortable for your joints. So again, always checking in with your joints. And then just make sure this pelvis is square, and you can come down onto your forearms. You may like to lie over some cushions. So just something like that. And again, you probably only want to be in this pose for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then do the opposite side. You can time it. You can just, use your body to gauge how long you've been in it. Like I said, you don't need to do the exact time on both sides. Yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, gives you a few ideas. The main thing is really just getting off the couch and allowing your body to be in lots of different positions, and you'll notice, rather than because quite often when you're sitting on the couch, you'll start to find some stiff, your body will get stiff because you've been in a position probably for an hour and a half if you're watching a movie. And, this can cause all that rounding, that contraction through the front. So just allow your body to move in lots of positions. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can just message me at the bottom of this video or private message me. And I look forward to hearing about how this goes for you. Okay, thank you.